Welcome back, my nerdy friends. This is part 2 of the RAID 1 BTRFS testing. This is going to be a very long video. Okay. And this is all set up now for a single disk. But I still can't mount this, so let's stop it because we saw it say mount earlier. They should be identical, and this thing should be able to mount BTRFS file systems. So what exactly is the issue? I have no idea. But that's concerning, considering this is supposed to be a RAID 1, which should be a mirror of the two drives. So yeah, that's kind of concerning if I can't. So if you had a problem being able to, if Unraid is unable to build or change it to a single drive for whatever reason, you lose your data? Is that what I'm seeing here? Oh, look at that. Still, I can't mount it anymore. Huh. Well, that is really weird. Let's put it back to the 6 terabyte. Put it all back the way it was. Start. And now it should convert it back to a RAID, from a single back to a RAID 1. So yeah, whatever. I don't know. That was one of the suggestions for the SST pool that I lost data on when it wouldn't rebuild the drive. It said one of the suggestions was just mount it on unassigned devices, because it should be a perfect mirror, and unassigned devices is capable of having BTRFS. And that didn't work for me. And what they were saying was that there must be something wrong with the file system if it can't be mounted. Well, we just created it and we couldn't mount it. So now it's going to start converting it from a single to a RAID 1. And then we'll try scrubbing it. And then maybe we'll try it again. I don't know. I don't know how much I want to spend time fooling with this, but basically showed that create the RAID 1 array, move data to it. It's pretty fast. You can definitely saturate gigabit networking with RAID 1. And then remove a drive and it'll convert it back to a single so you don't lose any data. But that second drive should have been able to mount. It wasn't. Let's let this thing finish, which shouldn't take very long. And then we'll completely remove this pool and see if we can get either one of those drives to mount in unassigned devices. That might be kind of interesting too. Does that work? This is going to be a really long video. Yeah, especially once I get done editing it. Oh, here, look at this. So even when I do a parity check, the average speed was only 58 megs a second internally. I mean, that seems ridiculous to me. Maybe it's just the way that Unraid handles the RAID level. The reason why it's so bad, I don't know. It's definitely not made for speed. That's for damn sure. See how far this has gotten now. Oh, that's 46%. It's getting close. I need to get a coffee maker next to me. That'd be awesome. Just put your coffee up in there and just see how the audio comes out too. I'm really curious sitting on my desk like this, how it's gonna come out. I bet you hear all the typing and everything. This microphone's amazing, but my God, sensitive. Hence the reason why I'm doing this pretty early in the morning for everybody wakes up. Alright, it's probably getting pretty close. Yeah, 29% left. It's getting pretty close. You just don't want to be messing with the array while the rebalance is going on. It really messes with it because I didn't know this the first time I was messing with it. And I just was like canceling it and stuff. And it's a mess. That's a trap. Oh, that's the wrong drive. Yeah, idiot. Yeah. Should check that. Alright, now that it's complete, let's check it. Looks like it's all complete. Alright. Let's stop the array, proceed. And see if we can get those drives to show up. There we go. So let's do no device. Change this to none. They all should be down here now. Can I mount it? That's interesting. I can mount it now. Let's see if I can actually access it. I don't think so. Yeah, I can't get to it. Yeah, I can't get to it, so I have no idea. Try it. Start the array, I guess. No. Yeah, let's try that. See what happens. Once you start the array, it wouldn't do it last time, right? So, let's see. Can't access it over the network yet. Shares aren't started. I can't access it from a Docker container without the array started either. My best guess right now would be to take the drives out and put them in another machine and see what happens. But I would assume it does the same thing. There's no reason why these disks should be unmountable. Is it? Let's see if. I am not seeing it mounted. Oh, that's why they're not shared. Alright, let's try that now. Oh. Yeah, it's working right there. So the drives are identical. So you have to mount it before you start the array if you do it that way? That's... I don't know, something ain't right. Let's go here. So I'm not seeing something. That's really weird. So we can clearly see here it's got the name of this drive. And then when you click on the drive, it goes into this folder. So is it able to handle, is it opening is as a RAID 1? Is that what's going on here? I don't see any other shares that make any sense. Okay. Let's go ahead and stop the array. Play with this a little bit more. Alright, see what happens if I just put it back in the add pool. Didn't we call it 6? It doesn't really matter what we call it. Let's just do that, I guess. Oh, yeah, I can only, it's be lowercase. Let's do that. All right, let's see what. There we go. All right. Looks like it just took right off. No big deal. That's awesome. Let's see if we go here. Is it rebalancing? No. Let's scrub it real quick. A couple minutes to scrub it. See what it looks like. Yeah, it's reading. You can read at 200 megs a second. See that? All right, let's pull something off of this. Some off the array and see how good or bad it is. Let's look at something that's not using cache. I think this has old data on it or something. Yeah, perfect. FreeNAS. There you go. Okay. Oh. I really like that. Let's do this. All right. Now we're going from over the network to here. Let's see what kind of speed we get. To main. See what we see. So now we're writing to the array. Yeah, it's real fast, ain't it? That's real fast. Whole 25, 30 megs a second. I mean, it burst is okay, but I mean, oh, look at that. Now we're down in the 40s and 50s. That's about usually where it sits. Pretty slow. Should be getting about double. So really, instead of getting gigabit, you get 500 megabit or something. 300 megabit. Yeah. That's pretty typical here. So, all right. So that should be done scrubbing. Let's see. Take a look. Yep. No errors. Everything looks good. All right. Looks like the data's fine. So now I want to check. I want to remove these. Yes. And remove that. All right. You can stop the transfer. Who cares about that? All right. So let's stop the array. and wait and wait and wait and wait. And wait 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 and wait. There we go. All right, so let's remove one disk. Let's do share and mount it. See if I can mount it. All right, now let's start the array. Will this work? That'd be cool if it does. Yeah, you can share it before the you can share it before that boots or starts and be able to pull data off of it. So that's good. That's really good to know. Let's see what happens if will it start though? Why couldn't I do it last time? I mean, after it starts, you can't set the array. You can't mount it, I guess, when it's a RAID 1. See if it says it's still mounted. Oh, look at that. Unmountable. It can't fix it this time. All right. That's not good. That's really not good. Is it? What the hell is wrong with this thing? It should be a mirror of the two drives. It should be like looking at a mirror. So why did that not work? It wants to format it again and to use it. So let's stop it. These are mechanical drives. This should work. Somebody shoot me, I swear. I don't know. Maybe Unraid should implement ZFS. I mean, I'm not exactly sure why they're even fooling with BTRFS, to be honest. They need to implement a ZFS. So you don't, where it's all built in, so you don't have to use the plugin for it. Let's put it back. See if it'll take off or what the hell is gonna happen here. So I guess once we get through the BTRFS RAID levels, we'll go with we'll get the ZFS plugin installed, and then we'll go to setting this all up with ZFS and see what the difference is. Maybe it is better, maybe it's not. I just never had problems with ZFS like I do with BTRFS. So we're showing how to break it. I have no idea how I'm going to get this down to a short video, though. It's going to be a long video. Is it? So it takes right off if you put it all back. So that's good. Probably should go ahead and rebalance it just in case, but it's not too bad. But what if you added data or removed data? Let's stop it again. Let's say, so you have the choice of which one is it going to mount. It's either going to mount the good disk, or it's going to mount the disk. So it looks like you have a choice. You can either mount the drive in unassigned devices, or you can let it mount itself, but you're not going to be able to do both for some reason. So there must be some data in there that tells it what's going on, that it's a RAID 1 or it's missing disk or something. It must not be a true mirror. So let's do no device. Let's mount it. That should give me access to it. Let's see what we got here. All right, so I have access to it. And let's make a minor change. Delete some data off of it. Okay. So now they're not identical anymore. What happens? Let's unmount it. I don't know why you would ever do this, but this might be a mistake you don't want to make. God, this takes forever too to unmount it. I don't remember taking this long to mount it. Wrong button. Let's close the... So from what I'm seeing here for the speed is, you don't need an SSD for speed. It doesn't make any difference. Over gigabit networking, it's not. You could use it. You just need to have something set up for speed, you know? You just, 2 drives in RAID 1 works pretty well. It's plenty fast enough. You can saturate gigabit networking in both directions, no problem. And use that as your cache pool. What's cool about using mechanical drives, they're cheap. These drives were less than $100 a piece. You know, I got 2 terabytes of cache pool for, I don't know, 100. I think it was like 150 or something with the 2 drives, or maybe it was closer. It was pretty close to $100, whatever it was. Whereas this drive right here is about $400. This pool right here to get the same amount of space with 1 terabyte SSDs, and it doesn't really show any performance improvement. Now, where SSDs would be better is depending on what kind of Docker containers you're running, but still won't. Let's see here. Maybe it just needs to be refreshed. Yep. Maybe with the whatever Docker containers you're using, it might make sense to use SSDs. But if you're just looking at transferring data over the network, setting up this and then have it copy the data from here to the array every once in a while with the mover. All right, so let's put this drive back. So now the 2 drives aren't identical anymore. Let's see what happens. All right. Yeah, it's not doing anything. That's dangerous. It was. We know for a fact that the two drives are different. It wasn't able to tell from the beginning that there's a problem. There's a difference between those two drives. See if I go. That's interesting. All the stuff I deleted is still gone. Never saw it do anything though. So which drive took precedence? The one I mounted and delete the stuff took precedence over the one that was good? Not very residual, is it? I don't know if we should scrub it. I wonder if we're able to see the... Yeah, whatever. See here, can we... What the hell? Oh, I got a whole bunch of tabs open for some reason. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to here. Alright. It don't look like it's doing anything. And if we go here... Yeah, all the stuff I deleted is gone. But can I look at individual disks? Whatever is here. Hmm. Hmm. Problem with one is this. Oh, this is from unassigned devices. I don't know if I should scrub it. Is there a way to go to the individual disks and see what they look like? I've already proved that can't pull them both open at the same time. That is really weird. I mean, why did it assume that this is the correct drive? as the one that's missing data. Let's put RAID 1 balance. Yeah, it's not going to do it. Let's scrub it, see what it does. Could check the file system status and see if that shows anything. So if you do have a failed disk, you don't want to mess with those drives. Because with BTRFS, something's going to get screwy. I have no idea how it knows which drive, takes precedence. That's really weird. The drive that has less on it is the drive that took precedence in this case. We'll see if it comes up with any errors. I don't know. I almost wonder if it'd be a better idea to build your server the way you want and then hire somebody to maintain it for you that does this day in and day out. Probably would be a lot more efficient. Time, your time's worth something to you. Sometimes it's worth paying somebody to help, or pay somebody else to maintain it for you. Which was a service like that, it probably wouldn't be too expensive. It's not. I mean, once you get the initial setup, it's not too bad. But it is nice when you have a drive failure to have somebody who's done it several times to help you do it, or to you would pull the drive out and the other person log in and make sure nothing gets messed up. At least for data that's important. So we didn't find no errors yet. Let's put it in maintenance mode. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see here. Stop the array. Check the file system and see if it shows anything different. All right. Put it in maintenance mode and start. Unraid works as a pretty good backup for all your computers, Macs. Probably show that. I was thinking about showing that, making a video about that. I got a Mac that I'm using Time Machine to back up to Unraid. All right, so let's go in here. Let's check it. See what it does. How? We just did what it says. Start the array in maintenance mode. So is it not doing anything? Okay, I'm confused. What the hell? Yeah, it started in maintenance mode. Let's try that then. Maybe I read it wrong. I don't know. Let's go take a look at this thing again. So go here. It says check is only available when the array is started in maintenance mode. But I have to force it? That's weird, ain't it? Maintenance mode, start. Why would the drive be mounted? It's really weird. I don't know. I don't know if this is Unraid or BTRFS issues, but as always, there's something. Alright, let's try this again. Come down here. Check. Does it do anything? No, it doesn't. So, do we want to try force? Does that work? Hell, I don't know. There it goes. Why? I don't know. I don't really see anything that jumps out to me that's an issue. Yeah, that is curious. Can't rebalance it. Scrubbed it. Didn't find any errors. We know the two disks aren't identical. And what caused it to delete the data when the data was missing off of this drive, but it was still intact on that drive? It is confusing. It's also concerning. Let's just put it all back, and then the next video we'll do the same thing with the SSDs. Almost wondering if I should let's put no device, no device. Let's go ahead and oh wow, it automatically mounted one. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Okay. Let's see what happens if I do this. I'll call this disk. Oops, let's call it disk 1. And mount it. Do I get anything different? No. I can't get to it. That's really weird. All right, let's try it again. Still not working. Yeah. It won't let me mount those drives individually. Oh, no, it's in there now. Showed up. Yeah. It's like the two drives are merged together. Like they're still in the RAID 1. Because that's it, and this is it. But they go to the same. They're identical. And they still go to that share. Maybe because that's what we called it, right? If we go to shares. Oh, we can't see it in shares. So it must have the share information built in. So it's like, I don't know, it's really weird. But I don't really care. I do not trust this at all. I with RAID 1, you want these drives to be identical, and we mess with them. So what we're gonna do here is on mount, and then on mount. Click here, click there, type in yes. I'm gonna remove the partitions so that basically I'm gonna start all over again. There's nothing on those drives I care about, so whatever. It's just, I mean, if I decide to use these pools for something, I want to make sure I eliminate any chances of problems. Okay. You don't care about formatting it because we're going to format it in here. Come down here. Let's remove them out of here. All right, let's start it up. So it's kind of weird. Kind of makes sense why I lost all the data on my cache pool when I had one drive failure. If there's something squirrely going on, the Unraid won't take off with the drive, and you didn't go ahead and I didn't think of, when I first had the drive failure, I didn't know that I could have put it in unassigned devices, so I didn't even think about it. Looking back, I should have thought about that. RAID 1 should be identical to both disks, so there must be metadata or something inside these disks that make it for the RAID 1 to tell the Unraid or BTRFS that it's a RAID 1 pool. That might be the reason why it's acting the way it's acting. So now we're gonna format it. Yeah, so if it was me, and this is what I do, is I have containers that work on this from this SSD, and then I use the settings, backup, restore data, and I have this set up to back up to the array. So we come in here, the last one was the 13th, it's today. It's all my Docker containers and whatnot. But yeah, because there's no way to trust that this data on any of these pull devices is very safe. You don't have these issues on the array. It's pretty straightforward. Disk fails, replace it, rebuild. Maybe we'll, another video, maybe we'll look into that. But that seems to work pretty well. I haven't had really any issues. It works as expected. The pull devices are the ones that either I don't understand how they work, or they just, BTRFS is still pretty new and still in development. So lots of issues. I don't know. So it looks like everything's up and running now. Alright, so we got everything put back the way it was. So I guess that'll conclude this video. Hope you all learned something. Thank you.